Hello viewers and welcome to Tubongi Sports. In this program, we take you through the success stories of most of the remarkable individuals in this nation. I'm your host, Jojo Mbogo. So if you're a new person on this channel, remember to like, share and subscribe for more videos. Karibu sana. So karibu sana, Coach Kawinzi.
Thank you.
Yeah. So as we start, please take us through your journey, where you were born and how your life has been to where you are right now. Yeah.
Well, I'm Bernard Kawinzi, coach at Posta Rangers FC, currently playing at the Kenya Premier League. I was born in Kariobangi, Nairobi, in the year 1981, November 21st. And my football journey has been kind of good, I presume, with all the ups and downs. Yeah, because definitely it can't be all a bed of roses. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
So we've been having ups and downs. I started playing football back in school. First I went to Ndururuno Primary School, which is in Huruma. Played football as I went to class 1. Unfortunately, my interest in football did not go well with my parents.
What happened?
I was so much into football, not really putting more emphasis in education, and they couldn't have it.
Wow.
So when I was in class 5, they decided to take me up country in Kibwezi.
Kibwezi.
Yeah. That's my rural home, yeah. And the purpose of doing that was to put me away from football.
My goodness, wow.
Fortunately, when I went there, education was key, but school games were also there.
So
I still found myself in football, and played football. Finished my class 8, was still playing school games. Then I got a call-up in Domeando High School. High school, that's when I really started, like, enjoying football, because the pressure at high school and how football in high school is so like, So at high school, that's when my passion for football grew really well, because at Form 1 I was still playing for the school team, the senior school team.
Wow.
And I was one of the key players.
The team.
Yeah. So before I went there, in fact, my big brother was schooling in that school.
Oh, in the same school?
Yeah. So before I went there, he had already, because he knew my capabilities, he had already told the school, I'm bringing for you a good player.
So they
I was a striker. I was a striker. I was short. So when I got there, they were like, is this the guy we are being told that he's so good with this kind of height? Back then, football was all about the masculinity of the players, but I didn't have that advantage. But what I lacked for, I substituted in speed and brains.
So you're skillful?
I was very skillful.
Oh, wow.
In fact, even today, if you see me like handling the ball, you would definitely say that this guy
is still playing football. Wow.
So at high school at Domeando, I played up to Form 2. Unfortunately, I transferred from Domeando. I went to Afra High School in Nakuru. I stayed for almost 5 months without playing football, because I was a new student in the school. I didn't know my way around the school and how to get myself in the team. So I was kind of timid. Then in my 4th month, I decided to go. They were having some practices in the field. I decided to go and join them. I went, trained for that single day, never came back.
Wow.
But the actions that I left there were so good, to the point that the school in school games qualified for, I don't know, regionals, and their main striker got injured. So I was in class, they are playing, they are having their trainings, and somebody came to the class running. Are you Kawinzi? He said yes. you are being called by the games master at the field. I was like, why? You just come. And I went. Are you a striker? Yes. Why don't you play football at school again? I said, I got injured. I lied.
Why did you lie?
Because I didn't feel like I wanted to play. Okay. It was on a Thursday, and they had a match on Saturday.
On Saturday.
The regional finals on Saturday. Then he said, we don't have a striker. You are our striker from now.
Wait.
But sir, I even don't have
even the
my kits for training. He called one of the pupils there who was training. Hey, come here. Remove everything. Give to him. You're training. You're starting the match on Saturday.
Wow.
The school banks on you. It's knockout. If we get knocked out, it's because of you.
Pressure.
And well, I trained.
How did you handle that?
I trained. I trained. I loved football anyways. I trained. Saturday came. We went to the match. I scored the winning goal. The new kid in block, I was being carried at school everywhere. Everybody celebrating.
Wow.
And I became famous all of a sudden. From that match, one of the classmates was playing for Nakuru Youth Olympics team. Went to the team, told the coach, we have a very good striker in our school. Can you just call him and give him, some trials to be in the team? He came to me, Buda, kuna timu inaitwa Olympics hapa, mu train hapo. Si nimeona ile shughuli unapiga sukam, tuone kama inaweza. That's how I find myself in Olympic Youth, Nakuru Youth. Yeah. By then it was Olympic Youth. Yeah. Played Olympic Youth. My first time to play in a stadium. After a stadium. It was really, something out of this world for me.
You were young.
Very young.
A new environment. Big stadium.
Trained like for 3 days. Got a card. Signed for the league. The next weekend,
you're playing.
I'm starting the match.
Wow.
For the first team.
Congrats.
It
wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I was shaking, but out of nowhere, we are just kicking off the ball. The game is starting, and you remember back then it was 2 players when the ball is starting at the center part of the pitch. Then the ball will first cross to the opponent side, then you will kick it back. Yeah.
Then it started.
The player who started the ball, he started it to me. I lifted my eyes up. The keeper was at an advanced
position. Yeah. Just
from the center, net.
What made you do that?
I don't know.
You are new in the
instincts. When you are a striker, you are a striker. You have an eye for the goal.
What did the other players say? It must have been a big shock.
It was like, it cemented my place in the team. In that team we had Peter Okidi. Was our goalkeeper. So it has been, a very it had really good players. Good players. If you look at the history of Olympic Youth or Nakuru Youth, there are players who have come from Nakuru Youth, many who are now coaches. It has been a hub of good talent. I credit a lot of my good football from Nakuru.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you believe the coach played a key role in you becoming
very. The coach by then, Mahinga, if I can recall well, his name was Mahinga. Then we had a TM, Mr. Moraya. I think they are all deceased. I don't know. Could be wrong, but that's the info that I have of now. But they really played a very big role in.
Does the team still exist?
Yeah, it still does.
Okay, which level?
Currently, I don't know which level they are playing, but if I'm not wrong, it's the team that, changed its name to Top Fry. If I'm not wrong.
Top Fry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at some point, they also played the Premier League. Menengai with some Menengai stuff.
Menengai like a
sponsored
brand.
Yeah.
Ah, that's good. So that's exactly how you started playing, like in a league.
Yeah.
How did your parents react, especially after realizing that at least you transferred, you're still playing football, and now you've even transited now to even the league?
By then, after coming from up country, finishing my primary education and joining high school, they had already bought into me playing football, because my big brother was also playing football.
Okay.
My young brother was also playing football. So
almost all of you are now playing.
Yeah, so it reached a point that they could even buy some boots for me. So
the battle in the house stopped.
It stopped.
How did you feel?
Very, very encouraged.
Especially from your mom.
Very encouraged.
How tough she was.
Very encouraged.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
No, then that's a good story to hear. And then from Nakuru, where did you go to?
I finished my Form 4 levels in the year 2000.
Oh, 2000, okay.
The year 2000. And started my college still in Nakuru. I was doing accounts.
Accounts, okay.
Yeah, I was doing accounts. Did accounts for almost a year and a half. Financially, it wasn't, my family wasn't that good, so I had to drop it. So in the year 2001, still when I was doing my accounts, that's when I joined Kariobangi Sharks.
Oh, you joined Kariobangi, okay.
Yeah.
As a young player.
A very young player, but talented. My young brother, Dan, was coaching the team.
Ah.
Yeah. But when I joined, I became a coach player.
A coach player?
Yeah. So
it was still a youthful team, yeah.
Very youthful,
still
not playing in any league, not playing any competitive matches, just friendlies, tournaments. Yeah. Didn't have even a uniform, a set of uniform.
What were you using?
First friendly match, we borrowed a set of uniform from Coach Karusi.
From Karusi?
Yeah.
Kariobangi?
Kariobangi, yeah. Then I don't know what Nick did. From his workplace, he came with another set of uniform, and that's how Kariobangi Sharks started. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good year. When was that?
That was in the year, Kariobangi Sharks started in the year 2001. 2001. Yeah. So I joined when it was still a fresh team.
A fresh team.
Yeah.
And just being managed by Nick
Mwendo. Yeah.
What is the relationship between you and Nick Mwendo by that time?
Nick Mwendo is a very good friend of mine. He was in the same class with my big brother, so that's when we got to know each other. And ever since, we've been like brothers.
Okay,
yeah.
Good friends, okay. That's good. So talking about Kariobangi Sharks, I'm sure you must have played with them for quite a period of time. And can you take us through the journey that you had in Kariobangi Sharks before maybe you now transited now to coaching?
When I joined Kariobangi Sharks, we were not playing in any league. That was in the year 2001, 2000 there. And I was a striker. We were training at Kariobangi North Primary School. A very small size of pitch, like 15 by 20 meters. That's where we were training, near the wall in the school. And we trained there for a couple of months because the pitch was not so good.
Okay.
So we had to clear some grasses there and make our own small sized pitch. Yeah.
Okay.
And from that small sized pitch, that's where Kariobangi Sharks got its way of play, because we couldn't play long balls.
So it was tiki-taka?
Tiki-taka.
Until today?
Till today. The culture has been carried till today.
Wow.
So I played for Kariobangi Sharks, a coach player, from 2001 to roughly 2007.
a long period of time.
Yeah. In 2005, 2006, somewhere there, in fact, I ditched Kariobangi Sharks and joined Kariobangi Sports, our neighbors there.
Oh my goodness. I remember Kariobangi Sports.
By then, Zedeki Otieno was the coach of Kariobangi Sports. Yeah.
Two rival teams.
Yeah. But with Kariobangi Sports, there were more senior players, probably playing a better competitive football match than Sharks, Kariobangi Sharks. No player from Kariobangi Sharks would train with Kariobangi Sports.
Why?
Because they deemed us like we didn't know how to play good football.
Okay.
But once they realized what I had, they accommodated me in the team.
What did Nick say?
He wasn't that happy about it. Of course, he wasn't. With losing one of your best players. Yeah. He wasn't so happy about it. And in fact, even in this extreme tournament, we met Kariobangi Sharks versus Kariobangi Sports, and they knocked us out.
Kariobangi Sharks?
Yeah.
How did you feel?
That was the end of Kariobangi Sports. So after that match, I went immediately. We were playing at Babadogo. Immediately after that match, I rejoined Kariobangi Sharks, and ever since, Kariobangi Sports has never existed.
But it was a very good team.
It was a very, very good team. I remember even your brother, we were playing together there.
Nelson?
Yeah.
Lucio?
Yeah.
Good defender.
So, playing for Kariobangi Sharks, then played for Kariobangi Sharks in Div 2, Div 1, Super League. And currently, I believe I still hold the record of the player with most goals for the team.
For the team?
Yeah, all-time top scorer.
How many goals?
If I count even the friendly matches goals, I would surpass Messi.
So you must have been a very good striker.
I was a very good striker.
How do you feel?
Good striker.
Having seen Kariobangi Sharks grow from the grass to the top league?
No, it's a team to be proud of. It's a team to be proud of. And the management, especially the president, Mr. Nick Mwendo, taking care of that team, managing everything from your own pocket. People who have done that would attest it's not an easy task. It's not.
It's passion, dedication.
It's more than passion. I mean, it's life. It has to be part of you.
Part of you.
It's life. It's life. Like today, you can't have your kids going hungry and you're settled.
That's right.
That's Kariobangi Sharks for Nick.
So that's something that at least he loves.
I know he holds it in his heart. He holds it in his heart. Yeah.
But what do you think from the time you are there to this period?
Of course, a lot has changed. Kariobangi Sharks is no longer playing the lower leagues. Positively now they are playing in the Premier League. And if you see the kind of football they are playing, well, it has changed. It has matured from what we were doing now. It's even much better. Yeah, and you look at the level of management. You see what Kariobangi Sharks is doing in terms of how the team is run. Not many teams, even in the teams in the Premier League, are doing the same. Okay. Yeah,
so you believe that the team is it's more professional?
It's professional. It's
and
professional.
You would encourage that?
I've been there even as a coach in the Premier League. In 2017, when Kariobangi Sharks was making its debut in the Premier League, I was the assistant coach to Coach William Luya.
Coach Luya.
Yeah, and one of the greatest achievements of the team, I usually give myself a pat on the back for being there during that time, because we managed to finish at position 3 in the league.
Premier League?
Yeah, Premier League.
As an assistant coach?
As an assistant coach.
But you moved?
I stayed as an assistant coach from 2017 to 2021.
Okay, almost 4 years.
Yeah. Then I left Kariobangi Sharks to MCF in the NSL.
What is the reason?
Just looking for new challenge.
For new challenge,
yeah.
Okay.
So I went to MCF as the head coach, and maybe I would say that was the turning point of my coaching career. Yeah,
but maybe talking about your turning point, because you've talked about having now transited from Nakuru now to Kariobangi Sharks as a player. now as a coach. Now you're now moving now from Kariobangi Sharks as an assistant coach now to
MCF as a head coach.
Yeah. What do you think, or maybe like what stood out that made you get a chance to be the head coach there?
Well, MCF needed a new coach, and they were looking for a younger qualified coach. And through people who knew my capabilities, they proposed my name there. There were so many people who wanted that job. I remember being told George Leo, who was recently with Mofa. Was on the radar of MCF. A lot of coaches were there, wanting that job, but I believe my capabilities and my relationship with young players, how I relate to them, and my capabilities to deliver in the pitch propelled them to get me.
To get you.
Yeah.
Beside maybe like the capabilities, were there any other credentials that were needed, maybe like the papers?
Of course, those were one of the key things that they were looking at, and I was really qualified for that. You know, by then I had already done my CAF B.
Okay.
So I was really qualified. Considering that CAF B currently, by then was the second, even to now, or the second toppest license holding in Kenya.
So you still a chance to support the team and
True.
Oh, that's great. So how was the situation there? Or maybe like, I believe you must have gone for an interview.
Yeah, I went to the interview.
How did maybe the other coaches feel like we are senior than Kawinzi and he's the one who got the job?
You know, with coaching, seniority doesn't come by age. Seniority is all about papers. Yeah, seniority is all papers. So if you're older than me and you have CAF C, I have CAF B, then a layman would also choose CAF B than CAF C. So I think my persistence in pursuing education gave me an upper hand. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure you must have gone to classes, you must have gone to different levels, especially when it comes to coaching.
I will take you back. When I was at Kariobangi Sharks as a coach player back in 2012, I think. Coach Stanley Okumbi came to the team.
Okay.
And he became the head coach, and I was back to playing without coaching now. But he usually did give me like sessions to train. Then one day he called me and he told me, the way you're doing your things, I believe you can become a very good coach.
So he is somehow inspired you and started preparing this
Today, I'm a coach credit to Okumbi.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually, if I meet him today, whenever we meet, that's the only thing that I could always have gratitude for.
Say thank you.
Yeah, he made me a coach.
Okay.
He made me a coach. He made me have that passion of coaching. If it weren't for him, maybe I would have pursued something else after playing. But because of Okumbi, I became a coach.
So he was able to see that at least
he saw something in me that I didn't see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that that's something that at least is lacking in many coaches, because I'm sure if many coaches have something like that, then they can be able to help so many youth who are maybe
a lot of talents, maybe coaches or playing are lost in between because of people not being able to make decisions in their career. And for you to make such decisions, at least you need some guidance. I'm happy Okumbi was there when I needed him.
Second eye.
Yeah, and he really challenged me, and he really guided me, and he put that passion in me. He showed me that I could do it. Then he started showing me how to arrange your program, what comes before what, because I was just doing things for the sake of doing. I'd never attended any class. So I was
by that time Okumbi had already gone for classes?
Yeah.
Okay.
We stayed together with Okumbi for quite a while, but not after that long. He was leaving to Mathare United.
Yeah.
But even after he left, we still kept tabs.
Okay.
Yeah, I was still, checking up on me. What are you doing? There's a class somewhere. Can you make sure you enroll in this class?
You've talked something important about he could guide you. Was he guiding you just in the ground, or maybe like in preparing?
First, he started in the ground, then he showed me how to plan my sessions. Then he did follow-ups even when he wasn't around, like even attending our matches. Yeah, then probably here you would have done this and this. Yeah, he wouldn't like interfere with what I was doing, but he would wait after I've finished. Then he would come in and like, I saw you do this and this. This was very good, but it can be improved in this way. Yeah, this probably isn't for this level or for this time. He guided me so. So
after Okumbi gave you like an insight, what did you do next?
I embraced coaching.
Immediately?
I embraced coaching. Unfortunately, I got injured. Couldn't play anymore. And lucky for me, I was coaching while I was still playing. So transiting from playing to coaching fully wasn't like, a hard task for me. So it came automatically. It came automatically.
You talked about injury. How did you manage it? Because I'm sure you still wanted to play.
I really wanted to play. My ambitions were, of course, like every other player in Kenya, we always aspire to go outside the country. Couldn't manage that. Couldn't play even in the Premier League. Ended up my career short of playing in the NSL. But it's okay. It's life. It happens. I was playing a friendly match. There is this. I saw some few months back. The guy was being discussed. He now plays for this was a Premier League. His name is Chief from Kariobangi. He ended my career for playing. We were playing at that holy ground in Kariobangi, and he swept me up. So I landed. I don't know. I landed on my knee. I couldn't play anymore. Unfortunately, didn't know like the ways of how I could get my knee back. So instead of going for rehab, going for treatment, you remember in those days we just used to take ice, kaluma, some big bandages. That was me. But well, it healed. I thought that it had healed completely. Went back to the pitch, but I couldn't run.
How did you feel?
What else could I have done? That was the end of it. That was the end of it.
So just on a light note, when you meet with the chief, do you still remind him?
He's still my. Yeah, we've joked about it several. He's still my good friend. When we meet, it's all good old days reminiscence. Like we have fun about it.
But what do you think could have been done better? Because I'm sure there must be some young youth there watching you. What did you tell them?
For now, lucky for them, unlike during our time, now people are privy to information on how you can get yourself back when you get injured. The introduction of sports science in football has come with a lot of benefits in it, especially when it comes to injury prevention, injury recovery. I mean, it's for now, if you get injured and you decide to stay out of football, is because you've decided so, because there are mechanisms to bring you back.
Now let's go back to your classes. Tell us exactly your first experience in class. Well, I'm sure you must have been in the same class with very senior coaches. How did you feel?
Intimidated at first. Intimidated at first, but progressively you go gaining the confidence and doing what you love. My first class was here in Maisa. Theodax was the instructor from I believe Holland. And we were doing classes on conditioning. Seated was Coach Kawinzi, very fresh. The only knowledge in football is the one instilled by my good friend Coach Okumbi. Then I look at the people seated around, including Coach Okumbi.
He was still in the same class.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
It was a moment to remember, but it really went well. It was a class for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, yeah.
And after that, I remember the same instructor was to have, after the 2 weeks, he was to have another class for now, instructors. Yeah, coaches who would become instructors. And the way, before we finished the 2 weeks, he called the guy who was organizing the class, and he said, make sure next time you organize a class, he doesn't miss. You? Yeah.
What did he see in you?
My friend, I don't know. I was motivated. I was motivated.
Sheer luck.
I was motivated. If they can see that, then it fueled me.
How many were you in that class?
About 25.
That's a big number.
About 25.
A good number.
But you being singled out among 25.
Must have been lucky.
And it's your first class. And it pushed me.
So it motivated you?
Very, 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 very much.
Now you're now taken to a class of instructors. 2 weeks later.
I joined the class. It
still
went
in
really well.
Maisa?
Yeah. That was done in Italy.
Italy?
Yeah.
Would you mind maybe mentioning some of the coaches who were there?
Okumbi, of course. If I remember well, Leonardo Dipo, John Kamau, Musa
Utino.
No, Musa Boniface Musa. Yeah. Omondi, former coach of Mathare United and the assistant to Naivas. Yeah. Coach Korea too. Yeah.
Okay.
Some, but to mention but a few. Yeah. After that, then the other person who has really held me up, like in my education as a coach, was Francis Kimanzi.
Francis Kimanzi.
Yeah. By then, he was liaising with KNVB, Dutch Touch, into organizing classes. Okay. So intermediate classes, the lowest levels of KNVB, he invited me to all of them. I did them. They were 2, intermediate level 1 and intermediate level 2. From that class, they were to choose 2 people to go to Holland.
Wow.
For an international course.
You're lucky.
Very lucky.
Now a young coach getting an opportunity to travel.
I remember then I was still coaching, and still I didn't behave like a coach.
But that time I was still in
Kariobangi Sharks. Kariobangi Sharks. I wasn't behaving like a coach, because I would have those little dreadlock hair. Yeah.
Just like a player.
Just like a player, I didn't have that personality of a coach.
You didn't even feel like you're supposed to be at Kariobangi Sharks by that time, because you're already gotten a chance. You're assistant coach, and now you're supposed to travel to.
By then I wasn't an assistant coach. Okumbi had already left. So I was the head coach of
You were the head coach by that time?
Yeah, I was the head coach.
Now you're leaving your job, now traveling to...
I'm not leaving my job, I'm going to further my education.
Who was left behind?
I left coach Omondi Boniface. Omondi Boniface.
Still in touch when you were there?
Yeah, Omondi Boniface was there. We had the late coach Shaka Inziani Ayub. Yeah. So the team was well catered for. Yeah. So I got lucky. Of the 2, I was chosen there, me and Coach Nyabinge. And we went to Holland for another 2 to 3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay.
Yeah, and my first international course.
How was it?
Man, my first flight, my first trip outside the country.
Your first flight?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Roughly 21, 22.
An age that you are supposed to be actively involved in football, playing
football.
Now you're now actively engaged in
coaching.
Football. Coaching now.
In coaching. I went to Holland. I don't know, but from every class that I attended, when the way I went into the class, I got out of the class more motivated than I went to. Because after the international course at Holland Zeist, the instructors, they called me and they were, your football analysis is good. We hope you keep that up. It might not be a whole lot of words, but for me,
it meant a lot.
It meant a lot because, you know, I've never taken this thing serious. I'm only beginning to see it like, you know, it can propel me to something
What
good.
were you doing different that made these guys just identify you in a group of about 20, 30?
I believe that's why I give credit to Oku or Okumbi. You know, many coaches fail to notice the smallest things in football. But with Okumbi, you had to see all the details to the little ones, especially those that people would assume you didn't have the room. You didn't have the room to assume them. So he instilled that in me. And I think when you deal with coaches who are senior, have been in the industry for long, then they overlook some aspects in football.
That's right.
But if those instructor find somebody who can still, well, you can also see the bigger picture, but to the smallest point, then they see something good in you. That was the secret.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now let's move from Holland. Now you're back home.
I came back home, continue with coaching, Kariobangi Sharks. By then, we were moving from one league to the other, one league to the other, one league to the other. And it was so kind of fantastic, yeah. After Kariobangi Sharks, my third class, that's when I went to Holland. Then the federation had some coordination with Malmo, the team that Zlatan Ibrahimovic comes from Sweden. Yeah. They came, they organized another class here for conditioning training, fitness and conditioning training.
In Kenya?
Yeah, in Kenya. And I went to that class. From that class, they chose...
That was in partnership with the federation?
With the federation.
Okay.
From that class, they chose 4 guys to go to Sweden for benchmarking, see what they... Not really a class, but to see how Malmo does their thing. Yeah, from the senior team to the academies and everything. Again, I got lucky. I got chosen. Wow. And we went to Malmo, stayed there for 2 weeks, and came back, continue implementing these things in Kariobangi Sharks Academy. By then, 2015, Michael Amenga, now the TD for the federation, came to be a coach at Kariobangi Sharks. And we didn't see eye to eye in so many things, especially the managerial part of it. Okay. So I left.
Wounded?
No. I just decided I don't want to do anything with football.
Oh?
Yep.
You just left?
I left. I went to an IT firm and started practicing IT for almost a year and a half.
Away from football completely?
Away from football completely. From 2015, late 2015 to April 2017. That's when I returned back to football.
I'm sure there are some guys watching this, and that's something that at least must have happened to not one, not two, but quite a number of people. How did you manage that?
Well, at some point it was hurting, but after being in the IT firm for 3 to 4 months, I remember I posted in Facebook that I can't imagine I wasted my whole life doing football. Well, there are other things that I could have done better.
What was running in your mind by that time when you were writing that?
Frustrations.
Frustration.
Yeah. Oof. Frustrations. But I don't know how I got myself back.
Did you manage to talk to anyone during that time?
Yeah. I really talked to my brothers. They were really, you know, my family is my pillar, you know, like, you know, they've held me for so long.
Yeah.
So my big brother, my little brother, my sisters, my parents, you know, they really encourage me. You know, you being used to wearing tracksuits and going to the pitch, then transiting from wearing tracksuit, having small dreadlocks, shaving, and wearing, like, you know, official wear.
Official wear now.
Yeah, you have your material trouser, and then your shirt you've tucked in. My friend, it felt awkward. It felt awkward. I remember sitting in the office and taking selfies. Even in the elevator, I would take
people,
like,
people are like,
is this really me?
Wow.
That was something else, man. But I enjoyed the stay there. I really did my best, to the point that when the president talked to me and said, I want you back in my team. 2017, now when the team was promoted to Premier League, he called me and he wanted me back to the team. Then the people I was working with, they were like, no, you can't leave.
Now the office.
Yeah, you can't leave. Whatever you do here, man, you can't leave. You can't leave. But the passion in me, I mean, football is me. The me in me, the me in me.
Not the IT.
Yeah, the me in me was ready to quit IT anytime.
Oh my goodness. So you
That's how
jumped
I found
straight
myself
back
back
to
in. Yeah,
football.
I found myself back in football.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good story. Then talking about now this qualification that at least now you had through the classes here. Now you've now got a chance to go to Borangasil.
MCF. Yeah.
How was it?
MCF was a good challenge. I believe that was my turning point as a coach, because you being an assistant coach for 4 years roughly, well, every coach has their own philosophy, and you have your own way of doing things. But the tricky part in being an assistant, and that's where many assistants do fail, is that we don't embrace what the head coach is preaching fully.
What do you mean when you say you don't embrace it?
Many assistants. That's where you find, you know, a rift between head coaches and assistants. Yeah, there's no any tailored course for assistant coaches. We all go to the same class. We take the same courses. We learn the same thing. It's only that you get an opportunity to be the head coach, and we can't have that, all of us.
That's true.
The assistant part has to be with somebody else. And I had been an assistant for a while, and the trick was you accepting it. At first I was battling with it, because sometimes you feel like, you know, and that happens to many of us, you feel like you could have done it better. But my senior brother, my big brother, I usually talk to him about so many things that are going to my life, because, you know, he takes care of everything. So I was sharing with him, and he said these words to me: bro, from every manager you learn. From good managers you learn how to manage.
That's true.
From bad managers you learn not how to manage.
Not how to manage.
Embrace your position, give it 100. Give it 100.
That's true.
You're there to assist. The meaning of assistant is like there's something being done by somebody, but you're coming in to assist what that somebody is doing. You're not coming to do your own thing. And that's where the rift comes from. Yeah, because we assistant coaches most of the time wants their way, and if the head coach once in a while doesn't go your way, then yeah, but it should be the other way around. Yeah, you take what the head coach is saying. Sometimes he may take what you're saying and implement it, but if he doesn't, as an assistant coach, you should take what he's saying and preach it like it originated from you.
What about if he preaches something that at least you're against? Something that you don't like?
Share what you feel should be done. If he buys it, well and good. If he doesn't, then whatever you believe in, put it aside completely. Adapt what he's saying, whether you agree with it or not. And preach it like it's your own. That's the secret.
I think that's something very positive. And I'm sure that most of the assistant coaches should at least try to take exactly what you say. Because I'm sure that there's always a big gap between the coaches and the assistant.
Very big.
And most of the time when the coaches fail, they feel like the assistant.
Yeah, most of the time it's all taken to the assistant.
The assistant.
Yeah.
Okay. So
most of the time.
What would you tell maybe the assistant coaches in a situation like that?
Embrace what the coach is doing. Embrace it fully.
What about the coaches? Do they feel challenged?
Some do. Some do. And some really fail to recognize good assistants. A good assistant is not that assistant that will always agree with what you're saying. They will tell you where they feel this is not going right and this is going right. They would add what they think can add to what you're doing. And as a head coach, learn how to embrace it.
Okay.
Yeah, accept it. When it's acceptable, accept it.
How did you manage the team?
MCF? MCF, I was the head coach. When I went in there, I made a promise to the players and the technical bench. I'm not the kind of coach that moves to any team with their support crew. No. Okay. I can work with anybody. Football is all about building relationships.
But that time the team was still struggling.
Yeah.
Why did you accept that challenge? Well knowing that the team was not doing so well.
You know, sometimes you accept challenges that may not seem favorable at the time for the purpose of, you know, they will either make you or break you. So for me, MCF was a point that I thought this was going to change the narratives of football in my life.
In your life, okay.
Yeah, that's why I accepted the challenge. At Kariobangi Sharks, we were doing well. I had no problem with anybody. Football-wise, we were good.
It's just normal.
Yeah, we were good. So me moving out of Kariobangi Sharks was a personal decision. Yeah.
What do you think went well, and what do you think didn't work out at MSF?
That statement that I just said didn't go well. I know the importance now of when you're going somewhere, have people who can fight for you. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to go deep down
into exactly what happened.
Yeah,
but you later left
the team. Yeah, it's a great team. I have a lot of respect for the team, the owners of the team, very accommodating, very, you know, loving people. I mean, it's an organization that, you know, one day, one time, God willing, I would still want to have something with them. Yeah, because they treated me so well with my family. In fact, I moved to MCF with my family. And up to now, my little kids, they think that MCF is their upcountry home because of the way we were treated.
The way you were treated there.
Yeah, so I have utmost respect for the management and, you know, the owner of MCF. Having had been in the Premier League and assistant coach at Kariobangi Sharks, when the caller for, you know, to move to Posta came through, for me, it was a challenge even first to accept it.
Why?
Because it was like 4 or 5 months since I moved to MCF.
Oh, to MCF, okay.
And what I believe in my character is I don't want to be in a place just for a short while. Okay. That's not loyalty.
That's it.
I believe in giving my utmost best for as long as I can. But still, I wouldn't deny myself a chance of exploring new things when they come. Unfortunately, fortunately, when the call to join Posta Rangers came, my family had not adapted to living up country.
Okay.
I think that was the biggest mistake that I did in moving to MCF. It was going with my family.
With the family.
Because I had to transfer the kids from school in Nairobi, take them to schools in MCF. That life.
Costly, yeah.
I mean, they hadn't adapted. So, and of course, like any other parent, when such a call comes, you share it with your spouse and your kids. And their first reaction was like jubilation. You know, they were jumping all over the house. We are going back to Nairobi. We are going back to Nairobi. So my biggest factor that made me decide to take the Posta Rangers challenge was my family.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it for the sake of my family. I couldn't, like, you know, continue keeping them in places that they didn't fit, you know. So that's when I decided to come to Posta Rangers.
As an assistant coach.
As an assistant coach. But the experience, and after being the assistant coach for Kariobangi Sharks, another opportunity coming back to the Premier League, was a welcome thing.
Okay.
And especially now that it wasn't Kariobangi Sharks, where I was used to.
Okay.
Yeah, now this is a different setup, different demands. I wanted that challenge too.
Okay, by that time the head coach was
Mr. John Kamau.
Kamau.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship did you two guys have?
Mr. John Kamau, we've known each other for long, even before I joined Posta Rangers. In all my KNVB classes, other than the one that I went to Holland, Kamau was my classmate in all the courses. So we've been sharing a lot even before that. And for me to come to Posta Rangers, he was one of the guys who requested that.
Okay.
Yeah, so me and Kamau just hit off like,
okay,
good buddies, and we were doing great.
And how are you working like together? Like our when it comes to planning?
Our working relationship was training. So like, good. We divided the departments.
Okay.
When I joined Posta Rangers, I found Coach Korea, now the head coach of Naivas, in that team.
Okay.
So we divided roles.
Okay.
You take attacking, you take defending, then the head coach will oversee everything. With Posta Rangers is a different case, yeah. Especially now with this finance bill not going through, considering that it is a parastatal organization. And well, of course, as a coach, we have plans and we know what we ought to do to make a team great.
Great, okay.
But at the same time, the factors that will make a team great. At Posta Rangers, there are some factors that you can overlook, but they will affect you.
Okay.
Yeah. So for Posta Rangers, we are planning for the coming season, and so far we have a good team. Though we've lost a couple of players, very good players, and I believe it's because of our performance in the last season. We've lost key players, but it's not a cause to worry, because I believe even the players that are left behind are still capable of doing something.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to recruit?
Given the opportunity, yes.
Okay.
Given the opportunity, yes, because currently we are looking at around 6 to 7 players leaving the team, all from the first 11 team. So, of course, they've left a dent, which needs to be covered. As a coach, and now the head coach, pressure is a must. Because irrespective of whether you're recruiting or not, the organization still wants you to perform. And performance is all pegged on what you teach and your capabilities in delivering what you teach. And the level of players that you have, how quick they are to adapt what you're teaching, and reading of a match, and and how to neutralize the strengths of the opponent and how to enhance your strengths so that you can get positive results in a match. I believe like ever since I took the team, the mantle of, leading the team, I took the team in a position where we weren't that good,
Okay.
Especially in terms of performance. I took the team when the season had like 9 matches to go before it ended.
Okay.
But previously, before I took the team, the last 5 matches prior for me taking the team, we had lost like 8-7 matches in a row.
In a row.
Yeah,
Wow.
sorry. And the way we had lost wasn't, a way that you could say you had something to fight for. The executive and Posta Rangers management knows the reason as to why the head coach left. I'm not privy to the info, but if it's performance, Kamau left the team when you were in position 5.
Position 5. Oh,
so performance wise, I think we were doing better. We were doing really okay. We were doing really okay. Though the second leg, our performance wasn't that good. Because we had gone for 7-8 matches without a win.
Maybe in reason? Clue?
Well, if a team doesn't win, the problem is always pinned to the coach.
Always the coach, yeah?
Yeah, it's always pinned to the coach. And unfortunately, even being at position 5, Kamau, a very good coach, a very great coach, they had to let him go. And I took over. I took over in a state where it wasn't really that favorable, because by then we had lost to Kariobangi Sharks with 5 goals. We had lost to Gor Mahia with 4 goals. We lost to Shabana with 3 goals. And Shabana was at relegation.
Conceded a lot of goals.
So it wasn't, a state at which you would want to inherit any team. What will make me make the team better? But if after taking over, you would see the kind of football Posta Rangers was playing, then one would notice there is a change in the team. Football,
in terms of management, tactically, technically,
both. But
both,
now, the bigger part of it is this, yeah. At this level, the Premier League, there is no new football that you are teaching to these players. There is no new football that you're teaching to this player. Your biggest role as a coach is management. Your biggest role as a coach in Premier League is management.
Managing these players now?
The player and the tech team. I equate footballers with artists. Those who sings and actors, their lifestyle is flamboyant. You see them, they are, everything is,
it's okay.
And when they are not happy, then you expect them not to deliver. The same would happen with footballers. If you don't relate with them well, I will tell you this.
They won't perform.
Yeah, I definitely won't. Few backs when I started coaching at Kariobangi Sharks, after just transiting from a coach player to a coach, and I was still having those small dreadlocks and wearing those, some senior coaches in the country, we would go play friendly with them, and they would talk and say, this guy is not ready to be a coach.
Because
he's so, not even the looks. He's so much into relationship with players, but for a coach you don't need to be.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that was the notion then.
Is it still the same?
Some people do believe in that, and it's so unfortunate.
So does it mean that at least when you're a head coach,
you have to have that gap, like a player, no player should be.
How are you going to win with that big gap between the two players?
That's the mentality, but I responded then, and I still carry it to my philosophy then to now. I still apply it, I said, if me being not friendly with the players will make me a coach or a better coach, then I'd rather remain not being a better coach, but having good relationship with the players. and it has carried me for so long. Relationship, because sometimes you are in organizations or teams that financially they are not so well, but because of how you treat each other with the player, the kind of relationship, the kind of bond that you've builded in the team, they will play a match to win it, not for the organization, but because they don't want to feel you as their person or as their
because
friend.
it's a good relationship.
Exactly. Being closer, even in your family, if you want this thing, the family ship to move well, you have to bring everybody on board. They have to feel like they are part and parcel of any outcome in that team.
That's true.
Whether a loss, a win, or a draw. And when they feel that they have that responsibility of taking that initiative of ownership, then they will never want to fail themselves. Gor Mahia, playing Gor Mahia, it's a motivation on its own. Being 21 times champion is not a fluke.
That's true. It's a good team.
And you can't, irrespective of who is playing for that team, you can't play Gor Mahia with an assumption that you're going to win. Never. You're dooming yourself. We've seen fringe players coming from these teams that are not even being contending for the title, but they move from a team probably that has been fighting relegation, and they move to Gor Mahia, and immediately display something different. There's something in Gor, there's something in being a champion, and if you take it for granted, my friend,
Right.
I remember when we were at Kariobangi Sharks, 2017, our first match at Thika Stadium, Gor Mahia versus Kariobangi Sharks. We were like, pumped up. It's Gor, my friend. Little did we know this is Gor Mahia.
Mulipokea ngapi?
3.
Pole tu.
3. I remember Serenkuma. Just my friend, it was tough. Playing Gor, well, it should be a motivation, but you should also be cautious. For me, if I play Gor today, first thing I would defend. First thing I would defend.
That will be a tactic.
I would defend. Any sane coach will defend. Yeah.
If you make a mistake of attacking,
because the thing is, if you concede early, your players
get affected psychologically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you defend well, then you don't concede. It gives them a notion that we can score. Guys, we can play Gor Mahia. They have not scored even now. Guys, we can do it. They'll play.
So you believe Gor is a good team?
A very good team, irrespective of who is playing at Gor Mahia. We've had players when I was Kariobangi Sharks that we let go because they couldn't fit in the team, but they moved to Gor Mahia in one way or the other. I don't know why or how. They found themselves in Gor Mahia, and when we were playing against them, they were very outstanding. One thing I will tell you for free is that history repeats itself, and culture has a way on making things happen.
That's true.
If today I sign for Gor Mahia, or any coach is signed for Gor Mahia, if you don't play to win the title, you don't deserve to be there.
Because there's a champion team.
That's Gor Mahia for you. If you sign for Tusker, if you are not winning, or rather being top 3,
they will not be there.
Now, with Posta Rangers, is a different case. First, we have to build a culture that makes us winners or contenders. And until that culture is built, we can't say that tomorrow, because I'm the head coach of Kariobangi Posta Rangers, I'm going to deliver the title. I'll be fooling myself.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to improve gradually from where we are, from finishing last season, but when I joined, we finished position 12 with 40 points. Last season, 2023-2024, we finished position 9 with 48 points. It's a gradual improvement. So next, of course, we have to finish with over 50 points.
Over 50 points.
Yeah.
And you're sure going to achieve
that? Definitely, yes. I remember one day, not only in the national team, but once somebody asked me, Coach, are you ready to be the head coach of this team? It wasn't a national team, but a team in the Premier League. My response was, having been an assistant for a while, and if I had no ambitions, then I would say I'm not ready to be an head coach. But I'm always ready to be an head coach, irrespective of what team. I know that was my response. I know that I was gonna be an head coach somewhere. Well, for coaches, well, though you are ambitious, but you have to be realistic.
That's true.
Steps, when you climb steps, they take you to the next level, yeah? And I don't believe in jumping ship and, you know, moving to the next level if you're not prepared for it. National team is not a small thing, yeah?
That's
it's
true.
not a small thing. And many people would rush to take it, maybe because of the monetary incentive and, you know, the CV and everything. For me, I would view it differently.
Okay.
Like you said, maybe age-wise, not that really young, but football-wise, as a coach, very young, very fresh. I still have a long way to go. Definitely, a point will come when I would really want that challenge to be given.
But in case you're given that chance, what do you think you do differently?
The thing is, for us Kenyans, or coaches in Kenya, let me categorize them as such. We have a tendency that when a coach is given the national team, most of us criticize it. Starting from the selection of players, starting from the technical bench, we are always criticizing. And rarely would you find somebody saying positive thing about, you know, another coach being handed that mantle of heading the national team. Man, as a coach, I have my own philosophy. If I'm not given this opportunity now, I think the best way as Kenyans we could do is support whoever is there. Give them their, you know, their flowers, because they deserve it. You don't know why they are given that opportunity. Keep working, like, you know, wait for your opportunity. When it comes, hope that they will support you. And of course, like when we started, we say that every coach has their own philosophy and way of doing things. Of course, if I am given the national team, 100% sure, I won't run it like maybe the previous coaches. I would have my own things going on, but for me, currently, no, I don't want it.
But do you think as coaches, you're getting the best or maybe like enough support from the federation?
If you look at the previous regimes, and everybody is privy to the information or the way the operations were there, and you look at the way the national team currently, national teams are being handled, then I would say there's a very big difference. I mean, I was privileged last year to be an assistant in the national team under 15, and you could see the way things are being handled, and there's a very big difference even in our clubs. So I would say the federation is doing its utmost best. Maybe there's always room for improvement in doing things, but with the way, if you compare, you know, you can't say things are bad or good and you have nothing to compare with. If we compare with the previous regime, how the national teams, especially the senior national team Harambee Stars, the way things were done and now, then I would think now coaches have the support of the federation. There's one thing that I would really encourage you to do. And they say that a bird in hand is worth two in the forest, Whatever you have now, it can never mature to something else if you quit. You have to keep on working to make sure that you build yourself, so that when that opportunity comes to elevate you, it finds you ready. Then when you fail to do something, you fail to work on yourself, when that opportunity comes, then it won't locate you. Work hard, keep on working irrespective of where you are. Keep doing what you do, keep praying, and you know, for me, I'm a believer in God. Put all my trust in God, and I believe every step that I take first I have to put my prayers into it, seek blessings from, we have things that derail people from achieving their dreams. But keep your focus, have discipline in whatever you're doing, shun away from things that may distract you from achieving your goals. That's so important, because for me, I would have lost it way back. Way back. The kind of environment that we've grown in Kariobangi. It's very rare to find somebody from these hoods keeping focus on achieving what they want to do. But as long as you're focused and you intend to be somebody, irrespective of the line of duty that you want to get yourself achieving from, if you keep focused, you keep fighting for what you want, most definitely you will do it. Most definitely you will do it.
So to our viewers, once again, thank you so much for tuning in for this program. I'm sure you must have been inspired and encouraged by the story from Coach Kawinzi. And if you're a new person in this program, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more updates. I've been your host, Jojo Mbugu. Till next time, bye-bye.